America time. America time. Um, okay, so I did 5 rounds in Europe, and now I'm doing 5 rounds in America. So my average score for the Europe video was 17,000, which is decent. Let's see if I can beat that. As a as a true American here, will I be able to beat Europe? I'm not sure. The U.S. is kind of a hard country. Um, just because so much of the east looks the same, so much of the west. It's very easy to divide it in half between west and east, but then beyond that, it could be tough. There's not many regional infrastructure clues. There are some, don't get me wrong, but many of the rounds, you just get placed in a forest. What are you going to do? So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to stop yapping and just get into it. Let's do no move, 5 games. Let's go. Oh, the Desmos. Yeah, I was calculating the the screen dimensions. I did not mean to keep that open. All right, so okay, so we're in the west here, obviously. Silver something Cold Spring. Okay, it's feeling like a Montana to me, or something. Most of this is going to be vibe. Unlike the European video, it's going to be much less infrastructure talk, because it's nature. It's nature. That's what I'm going to be using mostly here, like the trees, the landscape, whether there's front plates or not, which divide the country in basically half. But yeah, for this landscape, I don't know. It's kind of just feeling like anywhere up here, I would say. Oh, it was Salt Lake City. What? No, I wouldn't go there. I didn't see any Mormons. Why would I go there? I didn't see any Mormons, bro. All right. This reminds me of like South Dakota or something. Like over here, like not quite the Black Hills, but maybe a bit east of it. Maybe it's like in the north. It could be one of the Dakotas. It could be further south. This part of the plains is really hard, like the high plains. Determining the longitude is easy, but like determining how far north and south you are can be quite tough. But I'm gonna go like over here because it reminds me of this area. It was just eastern Montana. That's not bad. That's not bad. Next, we get a Hawaii. Let's go. I mean, that's going to be big points, big money right there. Yeah, are these eucalyptus? I think. Maybe? No. No, they're not eucalyptus. What are those? Let me know. But yeah, the leaves aren't right. The trunks look eucalyptus, but the leaves are not eucalyptus leaves. But anyway, yeah, we have this new Hawaii coverage with this big blur in the car, which is unfortunate, but I'm just gonna go Big Island. And it was Molokai. It's kind of a random island. I never really thought about this island here, Molokai. I was playing the other day and I got Lanai, which is kind of crazy. I think there's like one billionaire like owns the whole island or something. Which billionaire is it? Is it the Virgin Galactic guy? What is his name? Steve. I forget. The Virgin Galactic guy. I think he owns he owns the Lanai. But I'm not sure because there's a city in the middle of it. But anyway, okay. I'm gonna stop yapping. That was a good guess. And let's move on. Round 4. Okay, we have this triangle bollard, which is most common in South Dakota and Montana, but it can be found sometimes in other states nearby, like Nebraska, Wyoming, North Dakota, I think. But it's by far more common in South Dakota and Montana, and to me, this looks more like South Dakota. In fact, if I didn't have that bollard, I'd probably go like Nebraska here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to click South Dakota near Nebraska. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's a good guess. We have one more. Give me an easy one. It's not an easy one. Um, at first thought, this reminded me of like this area down here in the south in the Mississippi River, like floodplain. Um, but that could very easily be very far away. I could even see like up towards Wisconsin. I don't really know, to be honest. Like Iowa, like I can see Iowa here, um, like by the river. It feels Mississippi to me. I guess that's what I've narrowed it down to. It feels Mississippi. I'm not sure how far north and south, but it does feel a little more south. I'm gonna go Jonesboro, Arkansas. Nice. Okay. All right, not bad. It could have been worse. It was Kentucky. Right area. And we get a 17. Okay, so that basically matches my average for the Europe. So if that's any sign of what's to come, there you go. And so far we're winning in the US. We're beating the Europe score. But let's move on. I think mainly here it was a pretty good seed. Especially because we got the South Dakota bollard and the Hawaii, and the harder ones were these three. But like, yeah, this area could be really hard. I did go Montana and Utah, which are pretty far away from each other, but they can look pretty similar in the mountains. And this area, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let's move on to game 2. All right, so here we have something. You know what this reminded me of? Like the Omaha area. Like you get like hilly, it's kind of hilly near the river, and then I don't know, I can't really explain it. And then these are kind of like warmer trees, so maybe I go further south. I don't know. It feels almost like Texas, but I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't know. The trees feel a little warmer to me. They feel like this tree right here. I don't know. Just feels it like screams Nebraska to me for some reason. But it's kind of dry. I don't know. I think I'm gonna hedge towards like Kansas. Oh, yo, that's crazy. It was Nebraska. It was a Nebraska tree. All right. So for anybody who's wondering how to identify Nebraska, if you see this tree with like, I cannot explain it. It's just vibe. I don't know. I just know. It's like, I guess the shape of the leaves. I don't know. Maybe it's the species of tree and the way like the light hits it. But something about this tree is just Nebraska to me. So stare at it for an hour or two. You have that time, right? Stare at it for an hour or two, and then Nebraska would be free every time you get it. Free Nebraska. All right. Next. Oh no. Oh, see, this is what I was saying. Like, you just get placed in a forest, and it can be anywhere. If this wasn't a U.S. map and you were between U.S. and Canada, this is a very common sight you see in America. With it's an optic fiber cable marker. So right underneath is I'm hiccuping. Is optic fiber cables. And yeah, you don't get this in Canada. I think Canada also has them, but they're less frequent or they have a different design. Well, they definitely have a different design, but they could also be less frequent or non-existent. I don't really know. I forgot. It's different in Canada is the point. Now here, I don't know. I'm just thinking Appalachia. It's a nice hedge in the east. And I don't know. It kind of just has vaguely that vibe. I don't know. I'm going to go like Virginia. Okay, whatever. It was, yeah, Eastern Kentucky. Not bad. You can't really ask more for me in that case. This is another tough one, because we kind of just get trees blocking our view again. Oh, is that an Ohio highway shield? Could be. My immediate thought was like Indiana here. I don't know, just the open fields behind the lines of trees, just, I don't know, the road. Just felt Indiana, but I think those could be Ohio highway shields. In which case, where in Ohio would I click? Definitely on the western half with how few trees there are beyond the ones that are blocking us. Very large fields. When you get like east of the label, it starts to get much more forested, and then once you hit like Pennsylvania, it looks like Pennsylvania. It's all forest, and then obviously down in the south, it looks like West Virginia and Kentucky because it borders West Virginia and Kentucky. I don't know why I need to explain all this, but you know what I mean. Like, you want to click on the part of the state that most resembles the bordering state, so to where you are. So I'm gonna click like, I'm not gonna commit too much. I'm gonna click like here. Maybe it's like further south. I don't know. It wasn't even Ohio. What was I seeing? Was it just the regular highway thing? I was totally baited by that. I was looking at this. Yeah, I thought that was the Ohio shape from far away, but it's just the regular shield. And it also says Jonesboro on that. If I saw that, I know where Jonesboro is. So yeah, it's just in, yeah, it's right here. All right, that's what happens sometimes in this country. Next. Okay, I'm feeling upper Midwest here. Sometimes I get confused a lot between like Maine and upper New England, and then like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, upper Midwest states. But when I see like a road like that's really straight and long like this, it reminds me more of the Midwest. And I usually like to click Wisconsin because it's a good hedge between that area. And yeah, obviously it looks cold. You have a lot of these pines, and this is probably fall coverage. Most of the, I mean, you can just tell. Look, it looks cold, right? I don't really need to explain this. There's a lot of birch and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna click. Could be Michigan, you know. I'm gonna click in the lake here. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just stayed in Wisconsin. It was literally the northwest angle, or close to it. This is the northwest angle of Minnesota. There are people who live here who have to pass through Canadian border every time they want to get to like the rest of the country, the rest of the U.S. Because there's no. I think sometimes this freezes in winter and you can like cross over by car or something. I don't know, but. Normally they have to like cross through Canada, which can be very annoying. There's like 5 people who live here or something. I don't know, Angle Inlet, but yeah, no, I should have just stuck to Wisconsin. I'm sorry, Wisconsin. That was my bad. All right, we have a highway shield that's kind of like oval. I believe that is, it could be a couple places. I think Kentucky is like that. Could this even be, it doesn't really remind me. I mean, if it's Kentucky, it's like out here. Because otherwise it's too flat and hilly. The landscape almost reminds me of Iowa, but like it's not because of this shield. Yeah, I mean, I can see Kentucky if it's like out here, I guess. It was Iowa. It was Iowa. Okay, at least I called it. I didn't know Iowa had that shield. Dude, the signs this game failed me. They failed me. At least we broke 14K. Almost the exact same score as round 5 there, but yeah, not the best. But if you look overall, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. The Ohio and Arkansas and the Lake Michigan on Minnesota is what lost me the most points, and then Kentucky on Iowa. I should have just clicked Iowa. I don't know. I really didn't think Iowa had that shield, but now I do. Now I do. Round 3, or game 3, sorry. Okay. So we're in the South. I don't know, just the trees, like these lullaby pines, I think they're called. And then like the road quality. There is a lot of cracks. What I have learned is that the further north you get, the more like cracked the road becomes because of the freeze-thaw cycle. Like it gets colder. And so the road quality is usually poor, but like this is the South, right? Surely. And then when I get to the South, the South can be very hard People call it Southern Roulette because anything between North Carolina and like East Texas could look almost identical, which is a giant region. It's like a quarter of the country. So what I look for is the road lines in the South because the road lines can be really important. Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas have wide lines, and Michigan, but that's not in the South. So these 4 states have wider lines typically, and so if I don't see that, I hedge further east, even though I think those states can have like regular road lines. I think it's just it's like a percentage. It's majority unique road lines. But again, it's just a game. This game, GeoGuessr just often comes down to a game of probability. If you don't see something that you're looking for, it doesn't exclude the region, but it suggests it's somewhere else. So I think I'm going to play that game of probability and just go further east into Alabama here. It could even be the Carolinas, but I'm going to go Central Alabama. Yeah, and it was the Carolinas. So I can't be mad about it. Or is it even Georgia? Oh, it's Georgia. So we got a bordering state. So not bad. Not bad. We have the South again for the same reasons. This one reminds me of the Carolinas. Oh, never mind. That's very helpful. I should have ate my words there. I should have not said that because now I just embarrassed myself. That would have been like the worst southern guess you could possibly do on the other side of that region I just mentioned. That's obviously the Texas flag in the Texas shape, and we got to be east here, just because of how forested it is. Like, it's crazy how much landscape changes in Texas. If you think about the area we're seeing right now versus out like near El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, it's like a complete desolate desert here. And look at this. This is the same state as what El Paso looks like. It's a very big state, and it falls right on the line between eastern landscapes and western, so that's why it's like perfectly positioned for that gradient in landscape. But yeah, this is East Texas somewhere. Okay. I see you, GeoGuessr. I see you. Again, I called that it looks like the Carolinas, but I just can't not go Texas, bro. When I see the Texas flag, I just can't. This is just not something I'm willing to not click on. Okay, here's where I would have clicked. If I would have clicked, I think I would have probably clicked like Southern North Carolina or like near like the border between the two Carolinas, because that's what it was vibing to me before I said it. It looked like the Carolinas. But then I saw Texas and I was like, okay, I guess I'm going Texas. It was Virginia. That would have been a decent guess. Bro, what is this? In memory, are they like from Texas? Like what is going on? That's crazy. All right, well, that's gonna affect my average right there because of some crazy bait. But you know what? It's part of the game. Let's just move on. That sucks. Okay. This is hard. I want to get more western landscapes. The east is harder in my opinion. Yeah, it's just the Midwest. Oh. Okay, that's a highway shield. A state highway shield, but I can't quite make out what shape it is. This feels further south to me. I can't really communicate why though. I don't know what is that, like a diamond shape? I can't really see it, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is a hard round. I think I'm just gonna click like Southern Ohio or something. I know I said it looked more southern, but I just, if it was southern, I would click like this area, but the lines don't really add up for that, so I'm just gonna click here. Maybe, is it like Virginia or something? I don't know. I'm just going. It was North Carolina. Okay, okay. That makes sense. I think that might have been a North Carolina highway shield then. All right, this one is a little easier. It's New England. We have the rock walls, which you get all over the place in like Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Eastern New York, Southern Vermont, New Hampshire. And we have a, what is that? Maybe Massachusetts plate. Connecticut is obvious, it would be like light blue, and then New Hampshire and Vermont have green in them. And I forgot what Maine is, but Maine might have some rock walls too, but I'm gonna click Mass here because of the New England vibe as well as the plate. Just click the middle of Mass. It was Rhode Island. Was that a Rhode Island plate? I don't know. New England's small though. It's good. It's good money. It's good points. I finally get something out west. It's kind of crazy how long it's been. On round 5, not looking great in terms of the score again. We have like another highway shield, I think, that's just out of view. This is crazy. That keeps happening. It's just out of view. I don't know. This is vibing like New Mexico to me. The big sagebrush or bushes or whatever that's called. Yeah, the kind of rolling sandy hills. It's kind of feeling New Mexico. I'm just gonna click the middle, I think. It was Texas. It was Texas. So not bad. Not bad. But the score, pretty bad. Pretty bad score. Lousy. But we got baited pretty hard. So I can't be too mad about it. And hey, the only way that, I mean, it leaves a lot of room for improvement, which is not necessarily a terrible thing. Next round, we have Hawaii again? Come on, man. This is just, it's too free. It's too easy. It's just too easy. Yeah, it's Hawaii again. Okay, let me try to get the island if possible. Okay, we are on an island. That is good to know. That really narrows things down. Uki? Is that a city? Uki? I don't know. I think this is a good hedge here. Let me try to find Uki. This feels like a pretty big city. I'm tempted to go Honolulu. I'm quite tempted by that prospect. Yeah, I'm tempted to go Honolulu here. I don't know. Let's just do it. It is. Oh, wait, at least it's Oahu. Okay, that's a good pull. We get the west again. Nice. West is always fun. Ooh, what is that plate? Huh, I don't know. I don't know, maybe Idaho, Panhandle or something? Kind of looks like that. Very narrow valleys, very tall trees. I don't really know. Let's just try it. Not terrible. It was near Yellowstone, which also I was thinking that too. I should have just clicked there. I don't know. It's not terrible. Why does this road look so blue? Is that just me? Does this come across in the in the video? Why is it blue? All right, I don't know. We have a front plate, which does help in a round like this, which, yeah, it's not looking great here. Again, it's just a forest, so you get this a lot in the US. We have a front plate though, and it kind of looks semi-like over here maybe. So we have like, I don't know, I don't really know what those pines are. I think I'm just gonna go Virginia. Okay, it was North Carolina? Yeah, fine. Fine. I'll take it. 3,000 points. Ooh, this is a cool round. This is very cool. Kind of reminds me of like, they do this a lot in like Kentucky where like they cut through stone like this for the highway. Like this area. I've seen it in Pennsylvania as well, down through West Virginia. Like you kind of get it in this area. So I think like Eastern Kentucky is a good call here. Nice. Where was it? It was Kentucky. Nice. Okay. Last round. We could hit 20K here if I get like a stellar guess here. Ooh, Nevada Bollard. Good. Okay. Nevada's unfortunately a big state, but at least I know the state. This is a Nevada Bollard. Now, where in Nevada? That is the question. Do I just click the middle? I mean, it's not like I'm going to line up this road, right? It's curving anyway. I feel like I don't want to... I don't know. Let's look west. Can I see, like, I don't know. It's quite, like, orange. I'm just going to click the middle. It could be, I don't know. It could be anywhere. Okay, it's not terrible. It's up here. And that's actually the best game so far. That would be 19,000. Pretty good. 571. Oops. Okay. Brings up our average closer, about 1,000 behind the Europe. So let's see what happens in the final round. All right, cool place. Not easy, but interesting. That's all I care about. All right, so this kind of reminds me of, I don't know, actually. Could it ever be like Midwest? Like, no, probably not. Like I was thinking Minnesota has mountains like these, or hills really, like by the river, but I don't know. I think it's safer to just click like down here. Yeah, it was the right move. It was just further, it was actually Georgia, right by the Tennessee border, pretty close to North Carolina, so not terrible. Next, it's south, unfortunately. And I don't really have any road lines to go off of. This Texas is, I mean, sorry, this pavement is almost like Texas pavement. Like the very salt and pepper graininess. Could it be East Texas? I guess so. I don't see why not. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. It's not a great hedge, but I love the points. Okay, that's absolutely horrendous. It was Texas on Virginia again. In fact, it's almost exactly the same. The last one was by Richmond, and I clicked Texas, and then this one is by Richmond, and I clicked Texas. I don't know. Okay. Don't tell me it's okay, it's not Hawaii again. I thought this car was Hawaii. What is this car, actually? That's kind of weird. Yeah, this is not going to be the game that I need to beat the Europe score. This kind of reminds me of like Louisiana, down in the bayou, you know? I'm kind of running out of disk space here, so I'm going to rush a little bit through this round. So if I use my shitty score as an excuse for this, you know why? Okay, I'm going to just click Louisiana. It's not terrible. It's Mississippi, but it's way up there, so. All right, one of these random roads. Are these wide lines? They might be. No, I don't know. It almost feels more northeast to me, like Maine or something. I'm just gonna do it. It could very easily be like over here instead, but it definitely feels northern. So I'm gonna click here. Yep, it happened. I called that out at the beginning of the video. I think I was like, I struggle with like differentiating Maine between the upper Midwest. So this is not going to be the game I need here, but it's okay. It happens. It happens. This looks like Arizona, New Mexico, I want to say. Like here somewhere. It was Oklahoma. Wow, this is... At least we made it to quadruple digits. At least there's 4 digits, okay? Or 5 digits. That's ideal. Okay. 10, 5, 5, 5, 8. This is not great. And at least the average is not... I'm just checking if it's right. Yeah. The average is fine. It's 15K. That's a respect. It's not... It's just... It's very okay, you know? It's a very okay score. And the US is pretty hard too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend these down. So I made an NMPZ sheet here and a no move. So I'm going to compare them. And I'm just going to add, like when I get more games, I'm just going to add it below. So like it's going to have like 2 axes, game number, and then map. And then I'll collect all the data eventually and like see if I improve over time. I don't know. Maybe I should write like the date here or something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope that was somewhat informative for me. Okay, let's not look at this. This is, you know what? Let's look at one of my better games. Oh, by the way, look. I'm 13-18. Wait, I played a couple duels and I just keep winning. I don't know what to say. I'm 13-18, and I noticed that I'm actually above like Daigo, which I sometimes watch him play. Where's Daigo? He's somewhere down here. He's like a Japanese YouTuber. I don't see him. Maybe he lost a couple or won a couple, but yeah, I am very happy with with where I'm sitting right now. Yeah, I don't know, road to 1400. Let's see how it goes. I'm not maybe I'll record a duels video soon, but I feel like whenever I do it in like YouTube, I always perform worse. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna stop yapping and just let you leave. So yeah, activities. What was my best game here? This one, the second to last one. So yeah, let's I'm gonna end it while looking at this, you know. That just, it feels like a better ending screen. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I definitely learned to not trust a Texas sign because it could be in Richmond, Virginia instead. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. Let's see if I can do better next time. So long.